Welcome to your darkest fears, where nightmares begin. Story 1. The Free Couch. It started with a Facebook post that read, "Free couch. Must pick up tonight. No holds." For Heather, it felt like a steal. She and her boyfriend had just moved into a new apartment and were trying to furnish it on a tight budget. A couch, any couch, was better than the milk crates and bean bags they were currently using. The post included a photo, a brown, worn-out sectional sitting outside a dimly lit garage. It was nothing fancy, but it looked clean. The user who posted it had a profile picture of an older man with a dog. No red flags, nothing sketchy. Heather messaged the guy. His name was Ron L., and he responded quickly, giving her an address outside of town and saying to come alone. Less room in the truck if there's 2 people, he reasoned. She thought it was odd, but not enough to change her mind. She grabbed her keys and headed out. The address led her to a rural property down a dirt road. The kind of place GPS gets confused about. There were no streetlights, no neighbors, just woods and silence. The couch was there, just like the photo, sitting under a single garage light. She parked, stepped out cautiously. "Hello?" she called out. From the shadows of the garage, a man stepped forward. Tall, thin, with a weathered face. Definitely the guy from the profile photo. "You're early," he said, smiling faintly. She glanced at her phone. She wasn't early. "Hope it's not too heavy," she said, trying to keep the tone light. "No, it's hollow," he said, chuckling to himself. Heather gave him a puzzled look, but walked over to the couch. She grabbed one end. It was surprisingly light. She assumed it was just old, worn out. "You want help loading it?" he asked. "Sure. Thanks." They hoisted it into her truck together. As they lifted, Heather noticed something strange. The cushions were sewn shut. Not zipped, not Velcro. Sewn. And there was a faint, sour smell. Rotting. Or something worse. "What's that smell?" she asked, wrinkling her nose. He shrugged. "Old house. Damp basement." She didn't press further. She wanted to be done. He waved as she drove off, the couch wobbling slightly in her truck bed. That night, her boyfriend helped bring it inside. As they wrestled it through the door, something inside shifted. Something that didn't feel like springs or padding. "Is that a box in there?" he asked. "I don't know, but the cushions are stitched shut." He grabbed a box cutter. Heather watched nervously as he sliced into the center cushion. Something fell out. A tooth. They stared in horror as more items tumbled out. Fingernails, hair, bits of cloth, and then a small, shriveled hand. Heather screamed. Her boyfriend staggered back, bile rising in his throat. They called the police. The investigation revealed something far darker. The couch had been used by a serial killer to dispose of remains. Ron L. wasn't his real name. The Facebook account was a fake, and the man Heather met, he vanished before the police could question him. The couch had belonged to a missing family reported months earlier. They were never found. Until now. That night, Heather and her boyfriend burned the couch in a field. But Heather swears to this day that sometimes she wakes in the night to hear faint whispers, begging to be let out. The end. Story 2. The Locked Box. Derek liked collecting oddities, especially things that creeped people out. So when he saw a listing on Facebook Marketplace titled Antique Lockbox, very old, $20, he jumped at it. The seller didn't give much info, just said the box was found in a shed they were clearing out. Heavy, metal, cool patterns on it. No key, cash only. Perfect, Derek thought. He met the seller in a grocery store parking lot. A young woman, twitchy, eyes darting everywhere. "You sure you want this?" she asked, holding the box like it was cursed. "Definitely." She handed it over without another word and sped off. Derek laughed. People were so dramatic. The box was old, iron, etched with bizarre symbols that looked almost like runes. It was heavy. No visible hinges or seams, just a single keyhole. Derek brought it home and spent hours trying to open it. He poked at the lock, tapped it, even tried to pick it. Nothing. That night, strange things began happening. His dog refused to go near the box, just barked and growled from across the room. Electronics glitched, lights flickered. His phone screen cracked on its own. Then came the dreams. He saw fire, screaming, a circle of people chanting in a language he couldn't understand. And in the center, the box, glowing red. He'd wake drenched in sweat, the box always at the foot of his bed, though he swore he'd left it in the living room. He took it outside the next day, planning to smash it open, but the tools wouldn't touch it. Hammers bounced off like it was made of rubber. His blowtorch fizzled out. That night, he heard a clicking sound, like a key turning in a lock. He ran to the living room. The box was open. Inside, something moved. It was a small, withered creature. Twisted limbs, black eyes, long fingers. It looked at him and smiled. Derek screamed and tried to close the lid, but it was gone. Now, the box is empty. But Derek isn't. He talks to it now, whatever it is. Says the creature lives inside him, controls his thoughts, his dreams. The last message he posted on Facebook was a new listing. Antique lockbox, free. Must take tonight. No holds. The end. Story 3. The Mirror Trade. Tracy had been hunting for a vintage mirror to finish her bedroom remodel. She found it on Facebook Marketplace, an ornate, gold-trimmed antique posted by a woman named Marcy. The mirror was beautiful, almost too perfect. Intricate carvings, no visible wear. Marcy's listing said, "Warning, mirror is not returnable. Has history. Take at your own risk." Tracy laughed. People were so into gimmicks. She messaged Marcy, who insisted on meeting in person at her home. Tracy drove to a nice, suburban neighborhood. The woman who answered the door looked tired, like she hadn't slept in weeks. "The mirrors in the garage," Marcy said quickly, eyes darting to the darkened hall behind her. It was even more stunning in person. Tracy handed over the cash. "I need to warn you," Marcy said, gripping her wrist. "Don't look in it after midnight." Tracy forced a smile and left. She mounted it in her bedroom, loving how it made the space feel grander. That night, just past midnight, she got up to use the bathroom. As she walked past the mirror, her reflection blinked, but Tracy didn't. She froze. Her reflection tilted its head slowly, smiled. She ran from the room. The next day, she convinced herself it was a dream. That night, she covered the mirror with a bed sheet. At 3 a.m., she woke to the sound of fabric rustling. The sheet had fallen. Her reflection stood in the glass, unmoving, staring at her with empty eyes. Tracy screamed and threw a lamp at it. The mirror cracked, but didn't break. Her reflection smiled wider. The cracks began to spread. A black liquid seeped from them, dripping down the wall. Tracy fled the house. When she returned with police, the mirror was gone. No cracks, no black ooze, nothing. Just a clean, empty wall. Marcy's profile was deleted. The listing vanished. But that night, as Tracy stared into her bathroom mirror, she saw something in the corner. A shadow. Watching. Smiling. And her reflection whispered, "You looked." The end. Thank you for watching this video to the end. Don't forget to like and subscribe.